So I know I've been getting a lot of questions on how do you create your chords? Like, how do you transition so smoothly? I really try to take two chords. I do this exercise, if not daily, at least once a week, where I'm trying to get the most real estate out of these two chords. And I'll use this example, right? So let's just say, for example, I'm in the key of A flat, right? And I want to go 3 and 4. Those are the two chords that I really want to try to see if I can get the most real estate out of. Now, as I'm doing this example, if you hear me refer to the numbers and you're not that well versed in the number system, I highly suggest that you check out some of my courses on the number system. That's how I communicate. And it's one of those universal things that as guitar players, as musicians, we use language in order to let others know where we are in the, in our musical playing. So if I use 4 and 3, whatever, I'm talking about the two chords that I'm using, but also two different chord shapes. So I'm using 4, 3, 4. I'm counting in my head, or I might tap my foot to the 3. And then what I want to do is I want to create a riff. And I like to slide into my chords. That's how I work on the transitive. And then I use sometimes, if I'm using a guitar that has a tremolo bar, I may use that to kind of make it settle and land. So now working on just bouncing in between, I wanted to tighten up because it sounds like I'm still fumbling a little bit. So, and I work on the dynamics, like that upstroke. That's a dynamic that I want to work on when I'm working on the mobility and the smoothness of my chords. I'm working on the hammer-on too. Now when I'm coming down here, because I'm playing my 3, I'm kind of cheating it. Instead of playing like the full bar chord, I'm just going to shorten it. Out of those same two chords, I'm trying to work on getting the most real estate. Now I'm changing my chord to a major 9. It's not the same exact riff. The rhythm and the idea behind the movements are the same. So what I did is I went to the 6, because if you're looking at the number system as I teach, I kind of teach like a little cheat code, right? So where our root note is on the E string, we go to that 3, right underneath the 3, if our root note is on the E string, if our 3 is on the E string, right underneath that is our 6. So those kind of fall in the same. So I can use those to kind of bounce back and forth as a passing situation. Kind of get the most real estate out of it. So now I added another kind of number in there in order to kind of spice it up a little bit as I'm trying to build and I want to work on the creativity. That's what I do. I essentially just take two chords and I start working on two chords, working on the transition between those two chords. How can I get the most real estate out of those two chords? And I can really go down a rabbit hole because I'll start to unpack and using all of my techniques or the techniques that I want to learn and start applying it to those different things. That's how you work on getting the smoothness and the consistency and the most real estate out of your chords. Take your two chords, practice going back and forth, practice playing in different positions, practice on the different voicings or the inversions. That's really going to make a huge difference in your playing.